Distinction is judgment, and judgment, it comes from a place of self-righteousness, actually, because when you're judging, you're assuming that you're right. You're assuming that the other person's wrong. Where like discernment is recognizing something for being what it is without making any judgments. For instance, I have a freckle. And that freckle is called a freckle because of the pigment and all that jazz. And so that is a freckle. Now, a person that's judging that freckle could be saying, that's a freckle. And that's bad because it could lead to like cancer, or maybe it's a sign of cancer or skin cancer or something like that. Or people with freckles, they can't be trusted or whatever, it's an age spot. They start placing all these different judgments on a specific, and then allow their egos to just run rapid with it. So, so part of that is really coming back into recognizing that if we're getting triggered by something, if something is like flaring up to where we just want to like expose someone else's wrong, or be critical of someone else's opinion or thought, or the way they look, or a government official, or the way something's being ran, a business, so on. It can go all across the spectrum. We make judgments all the time, whether we are actually conscious of it or not. And it's part of human nature. Part of the ego is to judge things. That's part of how it protects itself, right? It doesn't want to repeat the same pains that it's experienced in the past, so it makes judgments upon current situations so that it can prevent itself from being in that state of pain. So when we're being discerning rather than judging, it allows us to step back as the observer and recognize that this is what this is, not getting emotionally entangled into it. And then discerning, is this a good idea to proceed in this area, rather than just being in fear and being reactive to a situation. So being in love is to really release judgment. It is to really allow it to be what it is, and to sit in it for a minute, listen to where that judgment's coming from, because it's coming from inside you. That's where it's coming from. It's not coming from outside. It's not coming from someone else. It's not coming from a situation. It's actually coming from inside. So if we're able to go inside and go, what area of my life did this come from? What area of my life does this remind me of? Or does this bring up a feeling of that makes me feel like I just have to retaliate? That is going to help bring answers. So again, judgment is critical. It's punishment, it's self-righteousness, and discernment is more observing. I hope that helps.